Now that Nick Sirianni isn't going to be calling plays this year and will have more time on his hands, should Jonathan Gannon be looking over his own shoulder? What's good, beautiful people? Peace, love, and happiness. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to your boy Tone. This is the second from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or we lose, we just got charged to the game. Now, look, it's something I want to talk to you guys about. And let's be honest, it's the off season, and now you're starting to see lists, you're starting to see narratives being brewed and created and weaved. And it's important for content creators to get creative with various narratives that could be. And I had to ask you guys a question. Now that Nick Sirianni is going to have much more time on his hands because he's handing off the play calling to Shane Steichen, is it fair to say that Jonathan Gannon could be micromanaged by Nick Sirianni? And let's put it in perspective. Nick Sirianni was calling plays last year for the better part of last year, and he was very hands-on with the offense, more so than the defense. As a matter of fact, he was hands-off with the defense, and he trusted Jonathan Gannon to do whatever he needed to do. But the results never really translated onto the field, and I firmly believe that Nick Sirianni's hands-off approach to the defense kind of gave Jonathan Gannon too much leeway to do whatever he wanted too soon. Jonathan Gannon, in my opinion, hasn't really shown much of anything to indicate that he should be left alone with the defense. And this is where Nick Sirianni's micromanagement may come into play. Is there a chance Nick Sirianni could micromanage or could be micromanaging Jonathan Gannon going into the season and as the season progresses, especially if the defense isn't living up to expectations? Me personally, I'm not a fan of a micromanager in any capacity. You hire me, you do a job, let me do the job. I'm not saying you shouldn't check in at all, but if you hired me to do a task, let me complete the task the best way I know how. Don't micromanage me. I don't care who you are. And when you pay someone for a service, I think it's important to let them do that service that you've requested, because otherwise you wouldn't have paid them. You wouldn't have trusted them with the opportunity or the job or the role. So it's important for Nick Sirianni to be careful and not micromanage Jonathan Gannon. I still believe he should check in with him, make sure that he's still instilling the philosophies that he wants the team to overall project on the football field. Should Jonathan Gannon be given sole proprietorship of the defense? Not necessarily. I believe Nick Sirianni should be constantly communicating with Gannon. I do believe that he should allow Jonathan Gannon to also do his job. Jonathan Gannon still has to earn the trust of his players, if you ask me. He still needs to earn the full trust of his head coach. He still needs to earn the full trust of reporters and content creators and the front office, in the ownership and people of that ilk, of that nature. But my honest belief, my honest mindset is, do not micromanage me. And I can't necessarily push the narrative of micromanaging Gannon if that's something I don't want done for me as well. I work for people. People depend on me to do a task. And sure, people want you to do the task the way they want you to do the task. But also you have to bring in your own flavor to things. And I believe it's important for leadership, people in leadership positions, to allow their constituents or allow their role players to do their role or do their job, right? So am I a proponent of Nick Sirianni micromanaging Jonathan Gannon? Not necessarily. Am I a proponent of Nick Sirianni communicating with Gannon and making sure they're both on the same page and they both have the same philosophies and same goals in mind? I do believe that. So it all remains to be seen. But it's still very possible because Nick Sirianni is going to have a lot of time on his hands, much more time on his hands to walk that sideline and communicate with his guys on the defensive side of the ball, because we all know he didn't really have a hands-on approach to the defense in the 2021 season. But the 2022 season is a new day. It's a new age. Shane Steichen is going to be calling plays. Nick Sirianni is going to be more of this CEO coach type of role. And Jonathan Gannon has everything he needs to succeed. So if Jonathan Gannon is still dropping the ball, if he's still calling boneheaded schemes and, instilling boneheaded philosophies like playing 5 to 10 yards off of the line of scrimmage, then I think Nick Sirianni should step in and let him know what's needed. But if Jonathan Gannon is being productive and if the offense is just better that day, let him live. Don't micromanage him. Check in, but don't micromanage. And that's just how I feel. I want you guys to comment below and tell me what you guys think, though. Do you guys think Jonathan Gannon should be micromanaged by Nick Sirianni now that Nick Sirianni is going to have more time on his hands because he handed off play calling to Shane Steichen? Is Jonathan Gannon someone that you guys deserves to be micromanaged? Has Jonathan Gannon done anything to fully have your trust as the consumer, as the fan? Has Gannon done anything really to have the full trust of his staff and his players? Comment below and tell me what you guys think. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, especially if you're new. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry.